Everyone, Mrs. Nappy here. So this lesson is going to be about how to create a strong introductory paragraph using HBCC as a template for an argument. So this is a review of how we write a very strong argument essay. So today's class is going to focus on how we write an effective introduction that draws the reader in. We're going to learn about writing an engaging and topical hook. We're going to be able to give background information on a topic that clarifies the argument for the reader. And we're going to clearly state a counterclaim and claim so the reader knows your stance on whatever your topic is that you are arguing about. So we start with HBCC, which is a mnemonic device. It's a way that we remember something, and this is how we write an argument introduction. So HBCC stands for hook, background, counterclaim, and claim. So this is the 4 parts of the introductory paragraph for the argument essay. The first part is a hook. So the hook is your topic sentence. This draws your reader into your essay. Think about literally like a fish on a line. You want to hook them in, draw them in, keep them reading. If you can engage your reader right away, they're going to want to keep reading. If you're boring them from the beginning, if they're not really sure exactly what it is you're talking about, they're not going to want to keep reading. So 1 to 2 sentences is enough for a hook. It shouldn't be longer than that. It should be a very general statement about your topic. It can be a rhetorical question to the reader, but make sure that it's something engaging and thoughtful, not something that's kind of boring like, do you want to know about cell phones? That's kind of bland. We want to try and create something that's really thoughtful. It could be a shocking fact or statistic about your topic, or it even could be a warning. The second thing that we're going to put in our introductory paragraph is some background information. Your audience might not know anything about your topic. It might be something that some are familiar with, some are not. So you want to provide at least some context, some history that is really crucial in explaining and arguing your point. So you should have several sentences of background information. It should not be a half a page, but I would say at least 3 to 4 sentences of some background information that clarifies the topic to the reader, just in case they're not aware of it. So what is the issue at hand? What is this about? Who cares about this topic? Where is this issue happening? Is it one specific place? Is it everywhere? And ultimately, why is this important? Why are we writing about this? Why are we researching this? Why am I reading it? Then we move on to the counterclaim. So we start with the counterclaim first before we introduce our own claim. We're going to set up the other side, and then we're going to end with our claim. So what does the other side say? You have a stance, you have a position in this argument. What is the other side saying? The authors have to always consider that there's a possible argument against their claim. Think about a lawyer in a courtroom. The best lawyers really understand the evidence of the other side. They anticipate what the other side is going to argue, and they have a very easy counter to that. So the more aware you are of what the counterclaim is on the other side, the stronger your claim, the stronger your argument. So you want to start this part of the introductory paragraph by saying some sort of cue that you're talking about the other side in the counterclaim. You can say many people believe, argue, feel, think that, and then state the counterclaim. Some may argue that. It is often thought, believed, imagined that. It would be easy to think, believe, imagine, suppose that. It might seem, appear, look, etc., as if. So these are some ideas for making sure that the audience knows this is the counterclaim, this is the other side and what they believe, not yet what you believe and what you're arguing. Then we end with our claim. So what do you believe? What is the purpose of your argument essay? The main argument in your essay, a claim persuades, argues, convinces, and proves something specific to a reader who may or may not initially agree with you. You need to end your introduction with your claim. Make sure it's very clear to the reader what you believe and what side you're arguing. We always end our introductory paragraph with either our thesis or, in this situation, our claim. You want the last thing that the reader reads in the introduction to be the claim. Now they know what they're going to be reading for the rest of the argument. They know, they can anticipate exactly what you're going to say. So always use HBCC for introductions in argument essays. Hook, background, counterclaim, claim. Engage your reader, tell them what's happening, say what the other side thinks, state what you believe. So let's try this. Let's try to create an HBCC intro about the social media debate. Look at the sample paragraph on the next slide as a model. So this is a model for a really strong introductory argument paragraph. You can see we have our hook, our background information, our counterclaim, and we finally end with our claim. So this is what it sounds like. 59% of teens say they have so much to do that it's causing them stress. In today's society, teens take multiple challenging classes, they often work after-school jobs, and they have responsibilities at home. In recent years, the expectation has been for teens to take AP classes and participate in many extracurricular activities in order to get into a good college. All of these things to do is causing a rise in teen stress and a feeling of being overwhelmed. Some may argue that stress is normal and that it's not a big deal. Some even believe that teens need to suck it up, but this is easier said than done. Teens need classes that foster creativity and stress reduction in their class schedules. Art, music, and yoga should be mandated courses in high schools across the country. So we have our statistic as a hook to draw us in. We have a nice little chunk of background information. Why are teens saying that they're so stressed out? If we're not familiar with it, if you don't know a teenager, if you don't have a teenager, if you're not a parent of a teenager, then you're going to say, I don't understand. Why are teens so stressed? So here we give them some information. We address our counterclaim, what other people are saying about this. And finally, we end in our claim. So now the reader knows that the rest of my argument is going to be about making sure teens have classes within their high school schedule that help promote creativity and stress reduction. So that is what they can anticipate that I'm going to be writing about in the rest of my argument essay. So we're going to today write a very basic overview of a paragraph outline about the social media debate. So think about it. Is social media helping or hurting teens? Remember that for your argument introduction specifically, use what you know. You have a lot of knowledge on this topic. Use what you've heard, read, seen, etc. Most introductory paragraphs can be written without a ton of research. There is no need to kind of go digging deep into the internet to try and gather a lot of information. Always use the information you already know, the things that you feel confident about, going from your own research if you've done it in class, if you've been provided articles or videos, but also drawing on the knowledge that you already have. So we'll take some time to work on that today. Thanks so much for listening, everyone.